I'm gonna keep doing the show because what are you doing? You did. Bree, you can't just stick stuff in your water bowl. What's wrong with you? Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Today is episode 118. We will be planning April projects. As you can see, my neighbor's house is still empty. No updates. I don't think we've seen any. I saw one person over there knocking on the door, but I didn't recognize the car or anything. So I haven't seen anything happening over there. So we don't know yet. Did I say welcome to my knitting channel? I have lots of stuff to show you today. We've got whip finished item. I got some yarn to show you with what we're going to make next month. I'd like to thank you guys for the messages and the comments about the loss of our dog Deckard last week. That was really sudden and heartbreaking, and I'm still not okay. And I feel like it's interfering with my whatchamacallit, my recovery from my surgery. And I'm like not okay on either front. I'm not okay physically and I'm not okay mentally. So what was I saying? I'm going to keep up with the show because it gives me something to look forward to, something to focus on. I'm not quite sure how much work I'm going to get done because I'm still having trouble concentrating. I'm still sleeping a lot. I am going to the doctor next. I have an appointment with my just regular doctor next month because I'm not feeling better. I feel like I should be feeling better than I am feeling, and some of the issues that were supposed to be resolved haven't been resolved with my surgery, so I want to see what we can do. Mainly why I'm still very bloated and in pain. So yeah, that's in April. So I'm trying to kind of take it easy on myself. So let's start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing one of my tops. This is the DK version of the top with a cotton basic from the now defunct Knit Crate. And I just found out that I can, when my stomach is not too bloated to wear the cotton ones, because the cotton ones are kind of, even though they're made the same specs as the other ones, they're a little bit bigger. So I washed all my cotton ones, well, most of my cotton ones, the ones that I had bags to fit in, last night, and so they're all clean. So I decided I have one more in this same base, cotton basic, from Knit Crate that is no more. So I have a half-made, a cropped version, so I have enough to make a full version, so I'm going to start that probably today. I was going to start it yesterday, but I had a bad day yesterday. So I'm trying to get back on track. And the easiest way for me to get back on track is to ignore everything physically and mentally and to just focus on knitting as much as I can. But I need to start doing more activity to, be better. So anyway, I'm going to start the other, it's the same yarn as this one. But that's what I'm wearing. So I only have one whip, and that is my sport double layer hat. You can see the difference in where this was to when I hit yarn that I had not worked with before. Which is probably a good, like, mental image of why you probably should reskein and wet and weigh it down and let it dry. But it was still not great. I'm almost done with this. I got 20-something grams. I think we go to 6 for these. This will be done next week. And I wanted to show you I guess I can show you now. You know that I've got more of those hats planned. And so, along with Seabed, which I just showed you, and Foliage, which is our finished one, I have also shown you Evergreen. So that's 3 colors in this Verbena that I have. This is going to be so embarrassing. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 9 colors. About nine skeins, 1 in each color. So I'm going to show you the colors because these are all going to be hats. This one is Almium, 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 and it is a pretty cream, then a light rose to darker rose. Really, really pretty. And then one of the whites is like a pinky white. Yeah, there's a cream and then a pink in there. Very pretty. I thought it would look good with this one, but this is Rosebush. Show you this side. This looks better. So we've got some peach, purple, almost a hot pink, like a magenta, and then some reddish brown in here, and then some tannish in here. Really odd color. What's this? Oh, so you show this one. This is called Autumnal, which is autumnal. It's got a little bit of brown with the really, really dark green. It's got a little bit of brown by the dark green. And then it's orange, yellow, and green. Really pretty if you like these. I don't like orange, of course, but the rest of these are really pretty. Here is one. Jovial. It's almost a rainbow, but not quite a rainbow. Almost a rainbow. And I think this one is my favorite. This is called Grapevine. And it is a dark blue, green, pink, purple, just all those dark, it's like dark crayon. No, it actually is more purple. It looks blue here, but it's way, looks blue there too. It's way purple. It's way purple. It's way of a purpley. That looks more blue than it is. There's a lot more purple here. Yeah, like right in here. This is all purple. Can you see that? You can't tell that that's purple. There's a lot of purple in here. And here's our last one. Spring Water. Neat. I like this weird tan color. It's like a buff almost. And I love that little bright aqua in there with the darker blue and the purples. Really pretty, like really some darks in there. Very nice. So those are the 9 that will be hats. I don't know why I bought them. I have like I have absolutely no reasoning behind that. I just bought them. Because I don't know why. So those are all going to be the double layer hats. Those will be, I'm planning on donating them. Right now I'm planning on donating them to the feral cat rescue groups that I work with because I know they do silent auctions. I have not actually talked to them to see if they want them. So if they don't want them, they'll go somewhere else to be auctioned. So for our finished item today, I have my DK cowl. And if you remember last week, we had this DK cowl that was too big. So I redid the same. I had this. That is the same. This is DK Swish. And it looks like it got, a little too smaller, but look how much longer we got it. So here's my thing. I think this yarn in particular is very stretchy. I think in particular it doesn't have good memory. Now they're supposed to be the same. I have the Joel that we did, and the Joel was nice and not tight, but gripped around here, right? Where this did not at all. And this does. And I'm trying to figure out which is the front and which is the back. I wanted to show you, which I thought was really fun. I did this. This is a yarn that I dyed. So this was dyed in a 4. So, you know, the yarn is in a hank. It's in a ring. So the top was a color. So the top was purple and the bottom was green. And then both middle sections were black, so that's how you get this. But I wanted to show you that on the ribbing part, it does this, which is what Joel did. Do you remember? So you have the two colors with the black. But then as soon as I went to the stockinette, the coolest thing happened. Because these aren't stripes. This is a 4-color spiral that does not break. I don't know how I did it. It must be somehow the stitch count was right. And then it comes right back in and does that same thing that it did on the other end with the black in between. There's no break. There is no break. There is black in between both the green and the purple never touch except for the bind off. So they don't touch. And here's what I had left over. This little bit. This is after being sewn in, woven in. Here's what I have left from the whole thing. I don't know, but it's not a lot. I win. But even though it's we went down to 96, I think. 96 instead of 108. Because, okay, I need 4, right? So there's the only in between that was 104, and I thought 1 repeat was not going to be enough. And maybe I did not block this one as much, which is entirely possible. But you still get this stretch, okay? And then you can still have it up close to your face. Which is why I liked the Joel, was that I like that it comes up on your face without choking the rest of you. So for this yarn, 96 is good. I'm worried that as I go on to different yarns, that we're going to have a problem. I'm steaming up my glass. I'm worried we're going to have a problem. Um, so I don't know. I'm debating on if I want to redo this one or not, or just leave it. It's for charity. Does it matter? I might just mark it as a large size. I mean, it's pretty close, but it's not. It's still not enough to like choke me or anything. So I think my thing here is don't use this base. Don't use Nitpick Swish for this. I don't like it. I'm wondering if having some nylon in it would make a difference. It's nice and soft. It's just there's no structure to it. And I like my wool to have structure. And even superwash is going to have less structure. But this is like beyond for me. However, I do really love the coloring. I absolutely love how the color came out. A lot. Pretty cool. Okay, so I didn't name that color because that was also a crap. That was a dye project, and I don't remember which one. July. Okay, maybe it was July. This was originally a shawl for Eleanor. This is the DK Eleanor shawl. That I did not like. I like it much better as a cowl. So I did the same thing. I did 25 yards or 25 grams for the beginning ribbing. And then I just worked in stocking that until I had 25. For this particular one, I had 25.65 grams. And then I got 32 rounds of the ribbing, and I bound off at 210. So you could probably go down to 2, maybe a little less than 2 to get that bind off. Again, that was 3.5 millimeter needles and 96 stitches. That's still way bigger than your neck. That's way bigger than your neck. I really just love how this color worked out. Don't you love how this color worked out? I love how that color worked out. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so yeah, not crazy about the base. Not my favorite. Probably won't use it again. That's probably why I only bought 2. Did I only buy 2? I think I only bought 2 and only did 2, and it was like, ugh. However, I am a yarn snob. I am a fiber snob, and I don't. I don't care what you use. If it works for you, it works for you. That's fine. I don't like it. I don't feel the structures there. I don't feel it's going to give me consistent results with other things that but I use a lot of indie dyed yarn because I dye my own yarn. So anything that I'm working with is going to be compared first to indie dyed yarn, and then that's going to be compared by supplier. That's just how it happens. Because that's what I'm used to because I can't find colors that I like, so I started dyeing to make colors that I like, because most of what I like is just black. Okay, so that's all that I'm working on at the moment and what I finished. So I'm going to go into planning April. So next week will be what we finished for March. I don't know what's it's going to be. Anyway, the plan right now for April is I'm abandoning the Slumber Shawl and the Burdock Shawl until the weather turns cold again, because I don't care. And I'm not excited to get those done because I won't be able to use them because we're coming into, summer. So why would I finish those right now when I'll be excited for them in the fall? So that's my plan right now, I'm going to put them away and bring them out for fall. Here's the thing. I don't know how much I can plan April because a lot of it depends on where I am at mentally. Here's what happened. On Wednesday, when Decker got his diagnosis, Lola woke up and I think she had diarrhea, or she woke me up that night and had diarrhea somehow. Lola started an illness on the day we got Deckard's diagnosis. I wasn't worried about it because I don't know why I wasn't worried about it. Maybe because we were worried about Deckard, even though I wasn't worried about Deckard until we got home and there was a diagnosis. Then I was definitely worried about Deckard. But then it was like, keep an eye on Lola and see what happens. And then Deckard went downhill so fast that the day we took him in for his to say goodbye, I had called them and told them because Lola was getting sicker. And we had discussed bringing them both in, but because we were saying goodbye to Deckard, I didn't what was I going to do with her? Like, I was like, I don't know if that's the best idea to do. So Deckard took, priority for that, and they gave us some meds that should have helped Lola because we thought it might have been food, even though she had been switched to her new food for about a month, which should have been, had we been thinking clearly, we would have been like, oh, we know exactly what this is. So that was Monday, and by Friday she was not better, and I called them and they were like, well, give it you need to give it like 10 days for it to work. And I'm like, okay. So then she got way sicker that night. So on Saturday I called and I was like, yeah, she's sicker. This isn't whatever they think this is. I don't think is what it is. I think it's something else. And we went in, and sure enough, Lola has pancreatitis, which Deckard had before. And even when we were discussing how to keep him comfortable, we had to keep in mind when keeping him eating that he still had pancreatitis. He could get pancreatitis, so we had to watch his fat levels or something in the food. So the food Lola was on was for her urine crystals, right? So that is what gave her pancreatitis. So the doctor's like, well, she's on all these meds, and they're like, we got to figure out what food. So we got the new food, but we haven't given it to her yet because we're trying to calm down everything because she's still real sick. She's not acting sick anymore. She is acting fine, and her last day of the antibiotic is today. So we're going to start to slowly put her on her new low-fat food, which I'm not sure how well it's going to go because she's literally on chicken and rice like people food, like bland with nothing. But she really likes it, and I don't know how we're going to get her off that onto this low-fat food for her urine crystals and her pancreatitis. And I'm like, I swear to God, I can't take another thing. Like, I'm so stressed out from everything. Like, are you kidding? Like, the first thing I want to work on, I totally forgot what I was doing. Oh, what a big surprise. Okay, the first thing is called Abigale. It's by Susan Christensen. And it is let me try to find I probably should have found a good photo first. It is a shrug. It is a fingering weight shrug. And what's different about this one is that it's got short rows in the back, so you don't have all this extra fabric around the arms, right? This is not free. This is $5.99. 2 skeins of fingering, which I decided, if you remember last week, I showed you this Sorata, Cascade Sorata, baby llama and silk, because I thought it would be really warm. And I'm also gonna look through and see if I can make like a cotton one. If I like it, I'll make a cotton one. But I thought this would be really warm for like for wearing with these tops, which is why I want it black, so I can wear it with these tops if I want to go in someplace that has air conditioning, because I'm always freezing. Not that I go anywhere, but you know, maybe I would. So this will have to be dyed first, this is a kettle dye. You throw it in and you don't have to watch it, so it'll be fine. Not worried about it. But I have decided I am going to dye it before I make it. I'll dye it before we make it up. So I can literally do it any day I want and just throw it in and walk away. So that's not really a problem. The other thing, I just like the look of that, the way it looked a little bit more tailored. With it just looks better in the back, having none of that extra floppy under there, which I don't like. So the other thing, if you remember, we made this Half-a-cardi by Patty of Dandelion Dreamers. It's a short sleeved cardigan. I just love the button here and how it flows open like that, but I don't like how it fits. Remember we did it and I did it in long sleeves. This has been sitting in my to be remade pile. So what I decided to do is I'm going to find a sweater in my gauge, because I'd like to have it actually fit. It doesn't fit like a sweater. It fits like a crooked sweater. And I don't want it to fit that way. I want it to fit like an actual sweater. Just a cropped cardigan sweater. So I decided I'm going to look at my gauge and see if we can't find... I like this because it's a little more modest and it comes across and then covers up a little bit more of the chest. Even though I'm one of those people that I don't see anything wrong with how you're dressed, and, you know, I don't have a problem with, I don't know, cleavage, I guess. I don't have a problem with cleavage or bare shoulders or bare, whatever this is, or bare backs, or bare arm. I don't have any problem with anyone bearing anything. I don't see any problem with it. I see it as if you're hot, take something off. And I don't even care if you're nude. I'm not bothered by people's lack of dress. And I notice on all of my stills, it's me in like this little spaghetti strap. And I'm like, I wonder if that offends people. If it does, I don't care. Then they don't need to be here. You know what I mean? But I really don't care what people wear. I want them to wear what they feel comfortable in. And if you want to be covered head to toe, then cover head to toe. And if you don't want to be, then don't be. Like, I don't care. So for me, because of my fibro, I think it's the fibro that makes me so susceptible to changes in hot and cold. I like to be able to, sometimes I'm so hot and I just have this little cropped thing on, and other times I'm freezing and I've got a robot, so it's like I just want to be comfortable and not feel like I'm suffocating or freezing to death. So I'm saying all this is I like pieces that can do all of those things, and I like to layer. So I thought I do recognize when I go places that I should be more covered up to not offend people. I don't really know. So I wanted things that could cover up a little bit more skin, where I don't care about seeing your skin. I really don't. Really don't. And I don't care if you have skin problems. Like, I don't even want to say there's skin problems. But like, I had a friend that had psoriasis and she was always covered up, and I'm like, who cares? Well, what if somebody says something? So what? I will tell them. We'll tell them to mind their business. Like, I hate that people are worried about what someone else is going to say about something they can't control. You know what I think? Oh, and that vitiligo. Oh, I think that's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. So, and I can tell you, I got all these scars. It took me years to be okay with my years. I've had surgery. I've had laser surgery on these. Never got better. So I was just like, F it. It's what I look like. I got veins all over. I don't care. Don't care. I think it's easier when you get old and you're like, nobody cares. No one's looking at me anymore. Nobody cares. So I can look however I want. So we've got the Half-a-cardi. I think I'm going to start with the Abigale, because the Half-a-cardi, I still got to find something that I can kind of take that idea but use better, find a gauge that matches and get the fit that I want. And our sport DL hats, right? So I also, since I showed you I'm wearing this and I'm going to start the other one, I also wanted to tell you I'm going to make some other cotton. I forgot I bought all these. So I have Cotlin, which I really like. This is from Knit Picks or Wheat Crochet, either one. So this is Cotlin DK weight. And I have made a top out of this in blue. I forgot the color blue. This is just black. So I got 4 of these, which means they're 50 gram balls. So I got 4, so it's 200 grams. Now, because I use 1 for the cropped version and the 3 for the full length version, what I do is I take all 4 of these and I weigh them, and the heaviest one gets made into the cropped version. And if I have to, I will borrow from another one to finish, because I think those get 3 rows of ribbing. I have not figured out how many rows of ribbing I need for the worsted weights, but I don't get a lot of worsted weights. So we have Cotlin in black. We have Cotlin in this gorgeous blackberry, which is almost black. Should I put it back to the black so you see how gorgeous these 2 colors are dying? Oh, they're so pretty. So I have these 2 colors to do, and then I have this Juniper Moon Neve pure Peruvian Pima cotton in this god-awful bright ass pink. What color does this say what color this is? It says color 61, but it doesn't tell me what color that is. It is pink. It is like, it's a little darker than a bubblegum pink. It is it's a little bit darker than what I'm seeing on the screen. It's not quite raspberry. It's pink, like a flower pink. So that will give me 4, because the one I got on in concrete, is that what it's called, or cement or something? Pink, black in this. I don't know why I got the pink. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll make me feel better. I also have these last 2 Vitalana Lofty DK, again from Knit Crate, which is no more. This is a merino baby alpaca organic Pima cotton. This is also DK. So I have 2 left. One in yellow. It's got some white in it. Yeah, that's white. That's not like blown out. That's white. And this is, what color is this called? Spray Rose. It's a peach. It is for sure peach. But this doesn't have white. It's like a lighter peach. I don't know how that's gonna go with my skin tone. I have been thinking, because this is a peach and I have another peach that's called Tiger Lily, and I have this thing with orange. I was thinking of over dyeing them black and seeing what would happen. Because I'm gonna get everything but that 32% cotton. I mean, I could get some fiber reactive and just do the whole thing and see what happens. I don't know what I'm doing. What is this? Is this 222? Oh, so this is worsted weight. 222 worsted. So, right? 220, 218. So this is going to be worsted weight, because this is 274 yards. Yeah, those are heavy. These are big for DKs. 274. They're also a chainette, so you get more yardage for the weight. This is also a chainette, which is probably why there's more yardage for the weight. That's a chainette too. Oh, that's probably why I got this, because it would be a chainette and cotton. This will probably be really nice for a top. Excited. So those will get done. I'll probably do this one. I'm wondering if I should do this one before I do the concrete. No, because that I only have to do one of those. So this will probably be the second one. We'll probably do this one for April. This might be my April one. So next week, did I say this is going to be a short episode. Next, unless I start blabbering on about something, you never know. Next, where am I? 19 March. Okay, so next week will be March finished objects. I think we're okay redoing those, the planning and the finished objects, because those are always my biggest. The finished object were my highest viewed, so I like to bring that back. Maybe we'll do like everything I've finished since, which has been like nothing. And then soon after that, we're planning for summer already. So I'll show you some summer stuff that I mean, that's not next week. That's a couple weeks. Hopefully April will give me an idea of, that's weird. If I'm able to, I mean, I'm not sure that any of those things, I mean, sleeves, I hate sleeves, but whatever. Fingering weight sleeves. But I do really want that, which is what will motivate me to do it. And I also want that half-a-cardi done, because then I'll have a fingering weight one and then a DK weight one. If I don't do the half-a-cardi, I'm going to wait and do it later for fall, because it might be better for fall anyway. So I'm going to see how I feel. Actually, starting the cotton top, I guess, is going to show me how I feel. I just don't have the mental, like, capacity, the emotional, I don't know, man. Grief sucks. Grief is the worst. And you know, it, like, everyone you lose, like, it just kind of opens up the memories of all the other ones you lost. Because, I mean, I've lost a lot of dogs in rescue. I've had to say goodbye to a lot of dogs, even more kittens. So it's hard to, I feel like it just keeps reopening the wound. And it was pretty traumatic to lose him in 5 days. I didn't know. I mean, of course that's possible, right? It can happen at any time. But it really threw me that, like, I feel like I can't count on anything. I feel like it's just thrown me into chaos. Like, I feel like life is chaotic, which is terrifying. So I think everything's just triggering my PTSD and making me feel unsafe again. And I have worked so hard to get to where I was. And then last year, the end of last year, of going through all that stuff with the birth control and all the stuff leading up to my surgery. And then this year with the biopsy and the surgery and you know, losing my dog and having the other one get, you know, yet another chronic illness. I'm like, I need a break. Like, I need a break from the stress. It's too much. So I'm trying to just, it's just that I was coming up from recovering. I had a plan. Things were going according to plan. We had a plan. And then Decker dies and I just lost my mind. I feel like I can't do anything without him. I feel like our family is broken because he's not here. Like, I definitely feel his goofiness and his playfulness, the loss of it, that it's just so quiet in our house now, and there's no big goof, you know, to run around and with a toy shaking it all around. Like, there's no more of that. There's no more of that. And gutting a chihuahua isn't gonna make that happen. I just can't handle the big dogs. It's too much for me to handle a big dog, and that makes me sad. So I figure by May that'll heal, and when we're ready, the right dog will find us, and hopefully we don't lose any more this year, because I don't think I could take it. I really don't think I could take that. So I'm at my limit for stress, and it's already March. I got dentist next month. I don't know how I'm gonna handle that either. This is all just terrible. Like, this was supposed to be the year I got my life back, wasn't it? You're going to have surgery and everything's going to be great. And I'm like, I feel worse than I did before my surgery. I don't know how much of that is the psychosomatic from being re-traumatized and, you know, having all that. It's hard to take care of yourself when, like, you don't feel like there's any point. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Are you watching The Mandalorian? Are you caught up? No spoilers. I don't do spoilers. I liked the last episode though, when what's her name went with him to see the armorer. You know who the armorer is, right? You have to. Because she was in Supernatural, so you know who she was, right? I didn't like the last episode though, because, well, they're not the one that's out right now. Last week's, because they focused too much on those other people, and I don't care. I just want to see Baby Yoda, and I don't care, and I'm not calling him Grogu because that's a dumb name. I just want to see Baby Yoda. That's all I want. I want to see Baby Yoda using the Force to like steal cookies and eat eggs and frogs. That's all I want to see. No, I did like what's his name with the Battlestar chick, Katie Sackhoff. I like her character. I can't. Is it Bo something? I like how her character is evolving since the last scene with the armorer. I thought I called that too when I watched it. I was like, So I'm excited to see what happens on that part now. I will probably, I'm just gonna assume we're gonna go week to week, just to give me something to do, so I'm not because then I shower and brush my teeth and put clothes on. And I'm not depressed sleeping in my bed for the entire week. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Do you have plans for April? Is there anything you're planning to work on? Is there something being released that you have to make? I always want to know what everyone's doing, and I have such a hard time keeping up with everyone. So yeah, I like to know what everyone's making. But I only know like what other YouTubers are making because the algorithm on Instagram never shows me what I want to see, or it shows me 3 days late. Someone was having a sale Augusta's DK, right? Had a sale. I find that it comes to me 3 days late. It's like 3 days ago, and I'm like, I literally am on here every night trying to see what I've signed up to see. I hate Instagram. Hate it. Anyway, I do. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. We'll say goodbye for now. I'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.